What have you done? I stared at my captors in disbelief. Do you have any idea what this means? The reddish alien brutes paid no attention to my desperate pleas. They always do. This is madness. My chains clattered against the cold ship floor as I watched helplessly. You have to let her go, I shouted. Shut it, the slaver Arthur barked, his large brow shadowing his black eyes. If I want your advice, I'll ask for it. They didn't understand the terror they were about to unleash, not just on themselves, but on me as well. Kid, I screamed to the poor girl amidst the chaos. It'll be all right. Just close your eyes, but I knew that wasn't true. The reality would be horrific. She looked so young, maybe 7, and was being dragged by a chain around her wrists, her hair disheveled, body covered in scratches, and her eyes wide with panic. The poor thing. Come on, I rattled my chains, trying to get the brute's attention. You have to let her go. A broad, swelled figure stood before me, probably the Dresden equivalent of a teen, bold with something to prove. He shoved me to the ground, smirking at my helplessness. Why should I listen to you? Human, I shook off the pain, accustomed to such treatment after 2 years in captivity. You don't understand humans, I said honestly. They needed to release the girl, not just because she was a child, but because they didn't realize the lengths humans would go to protect their young. Shut it, he spat, just like they protect you, huh? I raised my hands defensively. I'm different. I get myself into trouble a lot, not on the best terms with my people. But she's not on her own, I continued, glancing at the girl who was now chained to the wall across from me. She's not alone. Oh, brother, I muttered. I'm going to die because of their idiocy. No, I insisted. They're going to come for her, and it's going to be violent. Real violent, he scoffed, almost savoring the word. I'd love to see human violence, I winced. There they go again, comparing all humanity to me. They won't be like me, I warned, trying to sound as serious and dark as I could. But he wasn't listening. None of them ever do. Whatever you say, the brutes finished chaining the girl, laughing and taunting her as I screamed like a banshee. Come on, you red freaks, I insulted them, hoping to draw their attention to me instead. Red freaks. That's what you all are, Arthur responded with a swift kick to my chest, sending me reeling and coughing on the floor. When they finally left, I was still writhing from the pain. Kid, I called out weakly. Can you hear me? She was huddled in a corner, terrified and unable to process what was happening. Kid, you've got to listen to me. I couldn't reach her. My chain was too short. We're going somewhere bad, and I have to keep you safe. It was true. If she thought the ship was bad, then when we reached their village on some asteroid, she'd find the real hell. The Dresden had many prisons, none of them safe. Okay, what's your name? Her eyes had that 1,000-yard stare. I shuddered to think of what happened to her parents. My name is Loot, but most call me piece of shit or lying bastard. Take your pick, I've got many names. She wasn't going to speak, and I didn't blame her. That's all right, kid. You don't have to say anything. I remembered my troubled youth, though not as bad as being captured by brutal Dresden pirates. I was enslaved 3 times. It's not good for a kid. But I need you to listen, okay? I wasn't sure if she was listening, but I had to keep talking. These camps are awful. They don't care about us. It's all a game to them. Stay with me, okay? People are coming for you, and I want to make sure you're okay when they do. Her eyes watered, wide like marbles in a skull. I'm sorry, kid, I said softly. I promise you, they're going to pay for what they did to you. I looked away, imagining what was happening far away. They had no idea what they had done. We arrived at the camp soon enough. More prisoners had been captured, making the disembarkation chaotic. Kid, I called, as we were released from the wall. Stay next to me, she grabbed my shirt as we shuffled out. I tried to shield her with my height, but some creatures were taller and others smaller. A hairy little thing bumped into her, causing her to quiver and tuck further into my shirt. Watch it, I warned, kicking the creature in the face, sending it tumbling away. The Dresden waited at the exit, guns in hand, watching their cargo fall into the camp. They unclipped our restraints and pushed us into the barren air. Out, damsel, a familiar voice called. I turned to see a tall, skinny alien with 4 arms. I exclaimed, recognizing him from my past. You too, I looked down at the kid, see? I told you I have many names. Honestly, I'd forgotten my real name. Maybe it was Jacob, no Lester. It didn't matter. Damsel V continued. What are you doing here? I gave him a skeptical glare. Yeah, dumb question. I should have expected you in a place like this. He noticed the kid, Stars. Is that your kid? No, I said. But I have to keep her safe. You hear me, V? Safe. Stars, he muttered. We're in deep trouble if the humans find out these Dresden have a human child, but look around. I continued, shaking my head. We were in a Dresden prison camp. a horrible place. They don't care what happens to us in here. It's all a game to them. If something happens to her, they'll be sorry. We were successfully unloaded and moved to a large courtyard. I scanned the area, formulating a plan. "Kid, stay close. I'll get you safe." V looked at me, then at the kid. "Oh shit," he said. I hadn't noticed I was still covering her ears. "I'll get you somewhere safe, kid." "Follow me." We shuffled across the dusty field. We were quite the sight: a mediocre human, a yellow alien, and a small creature that looked like an intergalactic dwarf. "Ever been to a Dresden prison before?" I asked, keeping my eyes peeled for trouble. "No. Why the hell would I have been to a damn Dresden prison? I don't know." I shrugged. "It's like my 4th time or something." "No, I've never been to a place like this." "Well, here's the deal," I explained. "This place is just a bank for them. They don't care what we do. Fight, rape, eat each other, they don't care. Whenever they need labor or food, they just grab some of us." V threw up his hands. Enough with the eating. We continued walking when V bumped into something. "Oh sorry," he stammered, realizing he'd walked into a Drogon, a massive 4-armed behemoth. "Sorry," it growled. "Sorry," V echoed, trying to avoid trouble. Again it demanded. V repeated his apology, but the Drogon seemed to take perverse pleasure in it. "Sorry," I intervened. "We're very sorry. We'll be leaving now." We walked away, but wouldn't you know it, V bumped into another one. "Oh sorry," he stammered again. This time we were surrounded. How did these beasts sneak up on us? I blamed V. "Shit," I whispered. V rubbed his hands. Sorry. The second Drogon grinned. "Say again." "Look, fellas," I said, "we didn't mean any harm. We just want to get on our way." "Female," it growled. I bowed. "Apologies. How was I supposed to know?" "What's that?" It pointed to my leg. "Nothing," I replied quickly. "Let me see." It insisted. My chest tightened with anger. "No," I said, surprising myself. "We're leaving." The Drogon moved closer. "What did you say?" I panicked and punched the Drogon in the face. It stumbled back in shock, and everything went quiet. "All right," I said. "How are we feeling, folks?" V whimpered. "Eat," the Drogon snarled. "Eat the small things." That was all I needed to hear. I wasn't passive about this. "Run," I yelled, throwing the girl away from the Drogon before they could react. I charged at the female, but it was like hitting a wall. I fell to the ground, my ribs aching. No time to think. I squirmed up and punched another Drogon, feeling my knuckles crack. Something picked me up, another Drogon, and tossed me across the yard. "Where's the kid?" I thought. She got away, right? I had to get up, just in case she didn't. I stood up, bloodied and swaying. V was pinned down by 2 Drogon, enjoying his squirming. The other 3 were closing in on me, taking their time like wolves circling prey. "Come on," I yelled, "gray bastards." They snarled, their grammar terrible, but that wasn't my concern. I charged again, ducking under a swinging arm, but before I could get far, a fist slammed into my shoulder, twisting me into the ground. I rolled and groaned, trying to get up, but a foot stomped on my chest, slamming me back down. I lay there, dazed, unsure if the stars I saw were real or just in my head. "Stars," I muttered. Footsteps approached. "Yep, this is how I die." But the voice wasn't a Drogon's. It was Alther's. "Get up," he commanded. I opened my eyes to see the red bastard standing over me, rifle slung over his shoulder, scowling. "Alther, you incredible son of a bitch." I rolled over and kissed his feet, ecstatic to not be Drogon food. "Where's the human?" he growled. "Right here, buddy," I sang, still high on life. "The human is right here." He kicked me, breaking my nose. "Why'd you do that?" "Where's the kid?" he demanded. "Pixie." "Pixie is what they called me, right?" "Oh, she's like." I pointed into the distance, rolling my finger as I thought. Actually, I shot up. I don't know. I looked around, relieved not to see any sign of her, but unsure where she was. "You don't know," Alther growled. "Hey man, it's your prison. Some rules would help prevent this kind of chaos." He flung out his arm, commanding his men to search for her. "Find her. We need bargaining power." The room erupted in panic as everyone scrambled to find the girl. One of the guards grabbed me, chaining me up again. "No need to be so rough," I muttered as they pushed me toward God knows where. I caught V's desperate glare as he was left behind, surrounded by angry Drogon. "Wait," I planted my feet, trying to halt the guards. "We need him," I insisted, nodding to V. "He's known the girl for years. We need him to find her." The guards hesitated, skeptical, but they weren't the smartest. "Fine," they agreed, dragging V along with me. We were paraded across the camp, past frantic Dresden guards, all on edge. They led us into a small building filled with Dresden, squawking orders and reading reports. Arthur stood at the center, tall and menacing. "You have 1 minute to tell me how to find the kid, or they'll take you out back and kill you," I nodded, unable to hide my smile. "Told you this would happen." One of the guards punched me in the gut, dropping me to my knees. Okay, we can help. He knows the girl," I gasped, pointing to V. "Known her for years," Arthur knitted a brow, aware of the ruse. "They're both useless," he growled. "What's happening, human?" he demanded. "Is a hit squad after you?" A missile. He was silent, deep in thought, then admitted, "There's nothing. The radar is empty." My eyes widened. We were in one of the busiest sectors of the galaxy. The radar was never empty. "Oh, sweet Darwin," I muttered, half laughing, half crying. "We're so fucked." Arthur slammed his fist on the table. "What does this mean, human?" he charged at me, flipping a chair as he grabbed my shirt. "Tell me, human, tell me what's happening." I was limp in his hands, still laughing. "I've only heard legends." He threw me back down. "Legends? What legends?" "Legends of a hidden fleet, an armada with one purpose: to protect children. She wasn't the only kid on that planet," was she? Arthur's hands tightened into fists. "Speak plainly first, you," I said, accepting my fate. "What happened in your raid?" He twisted his feet, looking down. "Yes," he spat. "We found more kids than just her." "Oh God," Arthur, I groaned. "And we killed them. They were in the way." "You idiot, Arthur. You have no idea what you've done," I said, seeing his desperation. "That fleet, it's going to wipe out this camp, and after that, it'll go to your homeworld and do who knows what. If you're lucky, they'll topple your government and establish new law. If not..." I danced my bound hands in the air. Poof. Rage filled Arthur as he barked orders. "Take them outside and kill them. Everyone else, find the damn girl." The room erupted again in frantic activity as they dragged me and V outside to a desolate patch of land. "All right," one of the guards said, rolling his shoulder. "This is it." V shook his head, pleading, "Wait, we can still help." But I just leaned against a rock, closing my eyes. Luck only takes a man so far. When it's gone, there's nothing left but to smile. A serene wave of acceptance washed over me. This felt right. It was better than dying in a spaceship crash or being eaten by a Drogon. A wispy, forgettable ending for a wispy, forgotten man. I smiled as they raised their guns. "Sorry I dragged you into this, V." Then everything exploded. I was thrown into the air, surrounded by dust, screams, and more explosions. I crawled and squirmed, trying to understand what was happening. When the dust cleared, I saw a great battle in the atmosphere. The fleet had arrived, and it was raining hell on the Dresden camp. Prisoners ran in all directions, terrified. I saw V huddled under some rubble, crying. I was about to call out when Arthur grabbed me, slamming me to the ground, his gun aimed at my head. "This is your fault," he screamed, fear in his black eyes. "You did this." I was calm, like a monk in chaos. "I tried to warn you." He pushed the gun to my temple. "I'm going to kill you. I want to see your head pop like a balloon." More explosions. A flying piece of debris hit my leg, and I screamed in pain. "Yes," like that. Arthur grinned, savoring my agony. "Do it, man," I said, wincing from the wound. "Just do it." Then his head exploded, covering me in hot Dresden blood. His body fell on me, gushing black ichor. "Oh gods," I muttered, pushing him off and standing up. I almost fell, realizing my leg was weak from the wound. I looked up and saw a figure in sleek, modern armor, a human special forces soldier. "She asked me to make sure you were okay," the soldier said. The explosions continued, but none close enough to harm us. "Damn," I muttered, wiping blood off my arms. "We know who you are," the soldier continued. "You have quite the record." I nodded. "I'm sure you know every detail." "I don't care. I'm guessing you saved her, right?" "Yes, I came in right after you threw her to fight the Drogon." "Good," I nodded, thinking the situation over. "What's her name?" "Leala," the soldier replied. "Yeah, that makes sense. She seemed like a Leala. Her parents dead, yes, but we'll take care of her." "Good," I said, looking around at the destruction. By the time this was done, nothing would be left. "Not the innocent, though, right?" I smirked. "So all of them?" She nodded. "You're on your own now," she said, her helmet flipping back on, turning her voice electronic. "I assume you're used to that."